You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Code RAD show, and as always, I have a treat in store for you, dear viewer. Fred Ward is the TIMERIDER. First, check out my books. We have Interplanet, available on fundmycomic.com. Volume 2 is currently in pre-production. Hope to start a campaign for that soon. And then also Tales of Conspiracy and Madness, a collection of my stories of cosmic horror. All right, so let's get into it. TIMERIDER, 1980s science fiction movie. Very enjoyable, very 1980s, as you can see from the poster. Just screams 1980s with that sort of simulation matrix grid on the grounds, as well as within the bike rider in the picture, along with some, cowboys, some Western villains, actually, more likely. A very night flight kind of aesthetic, if you know what I'm talking about, which I'm going to return to in a minute. Night Flight was an old video program, meaning they showed mostly music videos, but it was very eclectic. They had a whole bunch of stuff. And this poster kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like the bumpers in Night Flight, as they would go to commercials and whatnot. So here we have Fred Ward, Remo Williams himself, decked out in his cool dirt biking outfit, and also Belinda Bauer plays the female lead in this. Her most notable role, aside from TIMERIDER, I would say, is a great example of conspiracy cinema, Winter Kills, which stars Jeff Bridges. Highly recommended. I should do an episode on that, hopefully someday. Now, here's an early scene, and I recognized the guy on the left immediately, mainly because I like to watch Night Flight. This guy had videos that would appear on Night Flight. Because currently the way to watch Night Flight is there is an app which has old episodes plus a whole buttload of other kinds of stuff, horror movies and whatnot. But this guy turns up quite a bit. And of course, that is Michael Nesmith of the Monkees. He had a big career post Monkees. First National Band was the name of a country band I think he had. He was also the heir of the liquid paper fortune. His mom just invented liquid paper, sold the company for like $47 million, which this is 1980s money. So, and Michael Nesmith also produced Repo Man. So Michael Nesmith has just a brief role in this movie. Sorry that Repo Man is kind of hanging off the edge of the screen there. So Michael Nesmith produced this and composed the music. Again, a very cool 1980s rock score. Once in a while, gets a little bit twangy for the Wild West theme of the movie, but mostly just really fist pumping, rocking music that goes well with dirt bike riding. All right, I think now it would be a good time to watch the trailer. I'd love to watch a little video from this movie because this has the most notable scene from the movie, which I would love to talk to a little bit about. So yeah, let's watch the trailer for TIMERIDER. Oh, why is this sound?
His name is Lyle Swann.
He is Lyle Swann.
He's racing against the clock.
Stand by for automatic.
In more ways than one.
Perimeter violation, Sector 4.
Terry, is that Marie?
Because this ride, instead of taking him 1,000 miles forward, will take him 105 years backward.
Dr. Savage, wheel! Senator 2.
Man, remember Mr. Voice, the guy who did all the in a world where trailer voiceovers for movies? I think he died a few years ago. Man, he was ubiquitous.
Perimeter violations.
Send back.
Time Rider, the adventure of Lyle Swann.
Adventure, singular.
Around 1875.
Man, am I glad to see you.
He just happened to be in the right place at the wrong time.
I was wondering if maybe you could show me on this map here where I am.
And fate gave him a present
Hey, you okay?
of the past.
All right, I'm going to interrupt because that's a scene I want to talk about. What I wouldn't give to be in a matinee showing of Time Rider. I'm not sure what time of year it was released. I think it came out in 1982, which was a huge year for science fiction. I even wrote a book about it, which I read recently. Very good. But I'd like to imagine this is a summer matinee. You in a movie theater filled with unruly teenagers. Time Rider goes back in time, meets this poor old guy out in the middle of the desert, just sitting by his fire, sees this demon from hell with the helmet and the red outfit and everything. This poor guy is so scared by Lyle Swann, he dies of a heart attack. Can you imagine the peals of laughter that would have rolled through a movie theater in 1982, summer afternoon, air conditioning, kids chortling at how hilariously funny it is that the poor old guy died of a heart attack. I think that was an 80s thing. Just kind of people having heart attacks was done for humor. And there we have our villains.
He didn't know it.
Where'd it go? I don't know.
Peter Coyote, lead
What the
villain.
hell's happening here, huh?
He didn't understand the people,
Hey, why are those guys shooting at me like that?
and they didn't understand him.
Where did these come from? I'm thinking twice.
Siloons.
See, I hang with tech
I have a
types.
personal
We
connection
party and
with
they come up with all
Siloons,
this bottle of
believe it or
boogie.
In short,
We'll get into
everything
that.
was different.
Take off your clothes.
Well, almost everything.
You heard me, Mr. Swan.
Another very 1980s scene.
The adventure of Lyle Swann.
General Lee had that machine. We won the war.
The past, present fantasy of a desert racer. A beautiful gunslinger.
Where are you from, my friend?
Canoga Park, LA.
Beautiful gunslinger.
A
Makes you
renegade
have sex
priest.
with him.
Beautiful, senor. Where did you get this, man?
Got it at an Exxon station.
And assorted bad guys.
Jumped up and down on it. Up and down.
Richard Mazer.
Time Rider, the adventure of Lyle Swann. An off-road racer who's way, way off the road.
Music composed by Michael Nesmith. All right, so here is a cool scientific equipment, I should say, used to send monkeys and other things back in time. So the screen cap I got there, it looks like a little face in that monitor there. Creepy. But just to give you an idea of the technology we are dealing with here. There's a still photo. I mean, the copy of this movie that is on YouTube is so bad, as you may have noticed already. Here's a picture of, a still shot I found. Peter Coyote, he is the leader of the villains. The guy in the middle, I keep forgetting. Tracy Walter. That guy has been in a ridiculous number of movies, and so many, big famous ones. It mentions the guy was in 9 movies just with Jack Nicholson. How do you co-star in 9 movies just with Jack Nicholson? A ridiculous career this guy had. He's still around. And I mean, of course, whenever I see his face, I think of Newhart. I'm sure other people do. And Richard Mazer, of course, of The Thing. So remember him from some sitcoms back in the day. And this still gives you a good idea of how seriously you should take this movie. Not very, but still, it's the entertainment here. Fred Ward, Lyle Swann, after getting transported back in time, totally lost, has no idea where he is, so he decides to go skinny dipping. scares an old guy to death. Here's how he sees things, because he has a cool science fiction helmet. So this is the thing. He's accidentally sent back in time, but there are like some implications that his motorcycle is experimental technology. His helmet has this kind of stuff. So I imagine, I mean, this is just, my version of events, but maybe Lyle Swann works for a division of Area 51 that just deals with really cool dirt bikes. And that's why he is in the vicinity of the time traveling part of the Institute. And that's how he gets sent back accidentally. Here is Belinda Bauer, as I mentioned, from Winter Kills, a very great conspiracy movie, 1970s. And so here she is pointing a gun. I don't know if you could see the gun there at the bottom of the screen, but telling Lyle Swann that he is to be her boy toy for the afternoon, because this is 1980s style feminism in the Old West. That's what they did, I guess. But then shortly after, no, this is not from the Fun Time with Lyle Swann. No, she gets captured by the bad guys, and they also manage to capture the motorcycle, the dirt bike. Here, Peter Coyote trying to start it. Pretty funny, gives it a game attempt. Pretty good for, old-timey outlaws trying to start a motorcycle. Our good guys are about to mount an attack with Asylum, which I thought was super cool, because when I was little, my dad worked for the company that invented Asylums. There it is. I think that's a kind of a more modern look at the cyanamide complex. It was interestingly, there's their logo, brings back a lot of memories. No cyan in it, which I was thinking maybe they just did it black and white because it would appear in print, like in newspapers with no color, black and white. I don't know. But yeah, it was a chemical company. They invented Silooms. I remember my dad bringing some home, being like, here's this new invention, guys. We make this at work. And then when looking this stuff up, I see that there was a band called Cyanamide, which I don't think I had any idea of whatsoever. So this is hell. I cannot imagine why they would speak of New Jersey in those terms. All right, but then when our scientists managed to lock down Time Rider's location in time, I'm Lyle Swann. I'm nervous. I'll call him Lyle Wagner again. There's a hilarious gag here with the helicopter, straight out of something more like Dawn of the Dead. Super cool. Happy ending, of course. And that is Time Rider. Great example of 1980s matinee, a true popcorn movie, crowd pleaser, no doubt. I recommend you check it out. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Hope to be back real soon with something a little bit different. Bye for now.